Okay. And the pop-up page is too.
Go to the camera. Now lock them up.
I'm gonna figure food up there.
Just trying to keep staying.
We are live. Hello, everybody. Hello. Super excited.
All right. I know.
Live. Now something happened. Just bear with us. I know you're there. Just
What?
okay. Where's my Facebook?
I see it says live on Facebook.
Okay. I'm trying to make sure we are live. I believe we are. Let me double check online. Hello, everybody. Bear with me as I have technical issues. It's a user error this time, but at least we are on. Or check online. Hello, everybody. Bear with me. Okay, yes, we are definitely online. A user error this time, but at least. Okay. Greetings, everybody. Greetings, everybody. Thank goodness that we are online. I appreciate Gerard and Shuanta for joining us. And you know them as and 5, 6, 7, 8 line dance. So let's tell you a little bit about this amazing couple. Shuanta Porter is known as that short girl. Is a line dance instructor in Macon, Georgia. She has been instructing and choreographing dances for 3 years, but has been dancing nearly all her life. This wife and mother of 2 decided to use her passion. You know, we take those passions and what we talk about on the all the time, and we bring those passions to the forefront and we bring them to make a business. So she started her business and started classes to get fit, have fun, and have a great time to line dance. And so she started 5, 6, 7, 8 line dance with her first class in April 2017. One of her main goals is to be able to make people happy by having a good time for at least 1 hour a week so that she can share her passion outside of her studio. Shuanta has released 2 line dance cardio DVDs and has released a recent couples DVDs for her with her husband that is made for couples, entitled First Comes Love, Then Comes Dance. Gerard Porter, King G, he is her king and she is his queen, is a singer, songwriter, and music producer based out of Macon, Georgia. Gerard's passions for music began at an early age and through high school by singing R&B in an R&B group, playing the saxophone, and becoming a drum major in the marching band. Gerard is married to his lovely queen wife, Shuanta, and is the father of 2 sons, Jackson and Harrison. Gerard currently works with his wife, who is the owner of 5, 6, 7, 8 and the instructor, line dance. Together, they have recorded and published 3 DVDs in which he has produced the music for 2. Gerard's plan is to continue to support his wife in her endeavors and continue to mark his path of songwriting and producing music for others through his recent launch, King G Sounds. Now, doesn't that sound like a power couple to you? Want to know why they're a power couple? Because they are anointed and they are serious about the work that they do. Welcome, Shuanta and Gerard Porter. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Hello,
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
I have to say this. I'm just going to say it one time. It's Shuanta.
Okay, Shuanta. I'm sorry. And they have to call her Shuanta every time I talk to them. Shuanta, I got it now, girl.
But you know, it's so odd because everyone always say my name right. They call me Shuanta, and they always mess up his name.
Yeah.
He's Gerald. Jared. He's everything. So you say his name right. Yeah. So when you said Gerard, I was like, okay, so she knows your name. And then you said Shuanta. I said, oh, for the first time somebody said
Okay,
Shuanta.
Shuanta. Okay. Just created
It's
your
okay.
whole new persona. But let me tell you about this couple that I want to share. And it's like sitting with old friends. They came on May 21st, I believe, and it was windy here. The weather was acting right. My Dish network was acting right. They had issues on their end. And I'm a very spiritual person. And I'm like, oh, the devil don't want them to get this word out. There is something on this interview. I believe it. I believe these two are anointed. They are in love with one another. They bless other couples and they bless communities. They are in schools. One of the times that I called them for the May 21st event, they were going through a transition with building their network with schools, and the demand was there from the schools to come and assist them. So they're hitting their communities. They're Black owned, female owned, husband and wife working together. Come on, y'all. Let's support this couple. So just excited to have you. And I just wanted to mention that because they were so gracious when I said, hey, we had some technical difficulties. I really believe that you have something that the public needs to hear about, not only your business, but marriage, making marriage fun. Some of their answers were just poignant, just beautiful. So I said, God, if you allow me, I want them back on. And they were gracious enough to come back on.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
Thanks for grace. So I remember the last time that we were on, your husband was so excited, and this blessed me to the utmost. He said, this was her baby. And I said, you need to take this passion and go forth with this baby. You have something that God has given you to birth in this earth realm, to bless other people. And one of my colleagues and mentor, Kern Cherry, says, there's a business in you that's your passion that God has poured into you, and the public gets the overflow. And we see that what you present is a beautiful package. It is a beautiful way of engaging people and blessing people. So we know we're getting the overflow. And as you know, this show is called Overflowing in Love. And we see that love, that passion, that adoration that you have that just spews out to the public. And they get to enjoy that. And they're blessed in their community, in their schools, in their marriages, and couples are just blessed by coming. So tell me a little bit, Gerard, I almost called him Gerald this time, that you told Shuanta, how did you convince her, hey, babe, go for it. This is your thing. This is your baby. This is what you need to do.
Yeah.
And I know you're very patient. So I know you just didn't push her out there, but I know you encouraged.
Yeah, I definitely encouraged. It really didn't take much because, I mean, her passion was already there. And so with it being there, and she is a natural go-getter, so she said she wanted to do it, and she put the plan in motion. And my thing was just to support from the start. And, in doing so and supporting, I just felt like I needed to be the one to always make sure that she had whatever she needed, just had the support that she needed. Dealing with the public, you have to, you spend energy, but at the same time, sometimes you may take on energy.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the energy that she would take on, would be kind of weary, it'll kind of, make it a little bit weird sometimes. And so it was just my job to just make sure that, the pep talks to help her see what her vision is, and to make sure that, she stayed on point, to make sure that, this is why you're doing it. Don't worry about this, don't worry about that. So, it wasn't difficult to do to support her. It's just that I just felt like, being her husband, I want to be her number one fan. I want to be the loudest cheerleader, the biggest support. So it was kind of natural for me to do that, because that's just
brother. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, it was just, I want to do that because there had been times where the roles were reversed. I was trying to do something. I was trying to, pursue a dream and a passion, and she did that for me willingly, and went above and beyond to make sure that I had what I needed, and to, keep me supported and lifted up. So there was no reason why I would not do that, for her. So, it was an easy process, and we still do that, even now. I mean, there are times where, she's like, I don't know, I just don't know. She's probably has tried to quit about 11 times, in these 3 years, just because of, the ebbs and flows of, the business and doing so. But I always seen that she had something big, even when it was small.
Mm-hmm.
So I seen it, and I just wanted to make sure that I helped her to see it as well, and to just keep that in her mind. So that's what I did, and that's what I still do.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
and that's what marriage is. It's a partnership. It's having one another's back. I often share, and I know this interview is not about me, but I often share that I have had my hands in makeup artistry, real estate, insurance, curriculum design, consulting, makeup, so many things. And whether I, quote unquote, brought financial rewards, or whether I, quote unquote, fail miserably, as people would say, if you don't bring in the income or whatever, or if I struggled, my husband has always been patient and saying, okay, let's sit down, let's talk. And he always is good. And this is what's blessed me about you two. He shuts out the outside noise, and this dialogue is between us. What are we going to do? How can I support you? And sometimes when people see you on top, they weren't there when, or they were there, and they were the ones who were whispering down on the situation because you weren't on top. But I can honestly say, whether it's in the grit of grit to the mountaintop, he's always patient and always supporting. So that's the feel, in the sense, I get from you two. That's why I brought that up.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And that's
I
how
hope I'm doing that for him as well. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, I'm saying that's how it should be. That's
right.
That's the way the partnership, should work. And we just try to always be that for each other.
So one of the questions I wanted to ask, since you always build each other up, one of the things is, we build marriages and we enhance marriages. How do you think line dancing helps to build marriages, like team building? And I'll get back with some other things like team building intimacy. Can you share that point of view?
Yeah, that's just not. I do think that it does help with team building. In my opinion, you tell me if you agree, disagree. I think that it's important to be a team prior to that. As you said, that it enhances it, but the key is to make sure that you're a team beforehand. So that's one thing that we make sure that we are, so that when we're dancing together, I think we already have an understanding of each other, as far as having a team requires someone who will be the lead, and someone who will follow. And I know, depending on whatever we're doing, for instance, our couples dance, First Comes Love, Then Comes Dance, he is the lead. I call him partner one in the DVD, so that they would know on the DVD that partner one is the lead and I'm partner two. So he leads me, throughout, and I am to just go along with him. And I think when we were making it, we came together and we discussed some things. And during the recording phase, he would say, no, you didn't. He'll kind of whisper and say, don't forget, you got to do this. You got to do this. And I'm like, oh yeah. So guys, yes, we have to do that. I think that's a part of being a team, because he fills in that gap that I lack. So that's a part of that. And so, yeah, it does enhance team building. And as far as intimacy, definitely that, because I think that, I mentioned that last time we talked, that dancing together is, we have verbal and nonverbal communication. And as far as verbal, just what I was just saying, when we recorded, he would kind of tell me this, or we feed off each other.
Hold on for a moment right there. Oh, I really want to drive home when I say intimacy, and you are on the right track. But for the audience, sometimes we limit intimacy to the bedroom, but intimacy is me making coffee for my husband.
That's right.
Me getting up and fixing his favorite meal. To me, that's foreplay. That's long before we get in the bedroom, I'm telling you, I'm down for you. I got you. I got your back. And that's what you're saying. So I just wanted to share that for the public. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yes, and that's good. And that, to piggyback off that, that's where I was going with that, is to state that you have the verbal and you have the nonverbal. And what I mean by nonverbal is the way we dance with each other, when we touch each other, it makes me have more of a deeper appreciation to his needs and desires, and vice versa, because he may touch me in a way when we're dancing and he can see it on my face that I'm like melting, and he has this thing where he's like, you like that, don't you?
I love it. I love it.
So, that's nonverbal communication. So that's intimacy. And I think that, that dancing is like that. Not just slow dancing, but with fast as well, because I mean, we're dancing to a very fast song together, and we look at each other and we kind of smile at each other, and we just really feeling that groove together. So it enhanced both team building and intimacy. Yes, both, definitely.
Yes.
Because one thing about it, one thing about it, the dancing part, even for a 3.5, 4-minute song, you're on the same page with your partner.
That's right.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Whatever else is going on for those 3 to 5 minutes, you're on the same page. So that's just something that will put you in that zone.
You know what? I got chills, because what you're saying, what I interpret it as, that's 3 to 6 minutes, however long the music is, that you shut out the outside noise and connect.
That's right. That's
right.
That's
good. Okay, Gerard, you're gonna have to put that on paper. That you shut out the outside noise and connect and reconnect, and you get to do that over and over again, however long, how many songs you want to play. Yeah,
that's right.
And if you're there for that hour, that's about 60 minutes. If you do the work with you all.
Yeah.
So tell me this: do you get reports back that people may, even though they may have been a team, but sometimes life gets us, and sometimes life comes at us, and we're not as fun loving as we should, and not that someone is hateful or going through something tumultuous, but it could be something. I know I have to be mindful, because now my sister and I share custody of caring for an elderly parent. And I have to be mindful of carving out time for my husband, and he travels a lot. because he's a design engineer. In fact, the last time we were on, he was in California. Now he's in Virginia Beach. So
wow.
now I keep saying, I thought you got out of the military, but I'm just joking. That's part of his job, and I understand. He works for a shipbuilding company. So with that said, I'm always trying to find ways to, and this was even pre-mom, I always try to find ways to connect. And so do you hear testimonies of people saying, hey, you put that fire, or you brought that intimacy, or you brought that fun, loving, that link. And I'm pretty sure you do, that we kind of not particularly lost, but we started to have the intentionality to carve out that hour and come and see you guys and connect.
Yes. I was trying to see if he was about to say something. I actually received a video from a couple. It was over the weekend. And they sent me I don't know her. She found the page, and she tagged me on it, and it was of her and her husband dancing to the DVD, and you can see us in the background on the television, and her and her husband together doing the dance together. I love that. I absolutely love that, because that is my mission, is to just bring couples together. And I reached back out to her, and I just really thanked her, because I know that she sent it to me just for me to see, but that motivates me, that, to keep going.
Yes.
Because it shows that, okay, it's working, because I want to make sure that, other couples out there can, come together and spend time together and love on each other and dance with each other, be intimate, as we just discussed.
Yes.
And she came back and she said, we really enjoyed ourselves. This was a great time for us to have date night. And we've had another young couple, which is really exciting when you have those young couples to send you videos, and they were like, hubby and I, had date night at home to your line dance. And I'm like, this is awesome, because it lets me know, okay, it's working, because that's my passion, to just really reach out there to those couples and say, hey, y'all, let's get together, grab your spouse and just really love on them, So it's working. And I always tell him, I said, look, babe, look, I get overly excited sometimes. Maybe I'm a little extra with it, but it feels
when
good.
You're blessed in marriages, especially when the rate of divorce is hitting, like not just in the secular but demographic, but also the Christian demographic. If you can influence or bless a marriage, hey, that is something to shout about. And you know that's a ministry from God. God's hand is on you. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Do not apologize.
And it was right before we had to shut down our physical class. We had a couple that had just started really coming and getting into the class, and they really start enjoying it and start liking it. And I would talk with the husband, and me and him, we would have conversation. He was like, at first, I just came because this is something that she wanted to do, and I just wanted to, come with her. But he's like, but man, I love this class now. This gives us something to do. And he was talking about how, just from them attending class, he's noticed a difference. His wife will get up and dance when they go out, and it's just, enhancing and just bringing out that confidence to just, do things that you probably wouldn't normally do.
That's true.
Because you have that confidence now that you've learned a few steps and, used to dancing and things like that. But, that's just, some of the things that, we hear and talk about. And, for guys, a lot of guys don't want to dance. They don't think it's quite the manly thing to do. But for whatever reason.
Show this episode to my husband. Okay.
But I just find that for us, I didn't even start out dancing when she first started class. I wasn't even dancing. Not that I couldn't dance, not that I didn't necessarily want to dance. I just wasn't. I was doing a lot of other things, collecting money, watching the door, recording videos. And one day she just asked me, like, hey, will you dance for me up front?
Wow.
And I just said, yeah.
Yeah.
So I bring that up to say, you know, there may be some people, there may be some people watching now that was like, I can't get my husband dance with me.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish he would dance with me.
Mm-hmm.
Just ask.
We get that a lot.
Just
that
ask.
Was good. Just ask. Gerard is coming plowing through here with some nuggets, isn't he?
Yes, too. That's right.
So as amazing as you. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Had she not asked, I probably would not be dancing. But she asked. I'm like, okay, no problem.
Okay, note to self: ask.
Ask.
As an amazing team, you both have built a dancing company, platform, social media in a huge way. It is often said from the head, the oil flows. The oil then comes through the skin, then through the face, then the body. I consider what you all are doing as ministry and uplifting people. So I think we just hit on that, but I'm going to caveat into it a little bit more. So you all are the head of this thing. Well, actually, Christ is, in my opinion.
That's right.
And then that anointing has flowed through you all, and now you uplift other people by sending that anointing and that oil into marriages and seeing the flowing of the oil to others. So as you just mentioned, you had people sending videos. You just mentioned asking. That was a good nugget because sometimes our expectations are, he should know this. He see me, you know, but that communication, we're always communicating and growing. So what other growth do you believe you see with the joy of enhancing marriages that you can hit on if you hadn't hit on it before?
What would you say?
I think just spending time together. I think that's probably the biggest thing out of what we do. It really doesn't matter if you are a great dancer or not. It's
that
just
is good, Gerard. It's not about how great of a dancer you are. It's about the time.
We try to stress that.
And it's communion. You're communing with that person. Oh, y'all, okay, y'all coming through here tonight.
I'm so glad you said that because I constantly comment to others on social media when they're saying that, you know, my husband can't do this. It's normally always the wife who comes in saying that their husband can't. And I always tell them it doesn't matter. It, you know, just ask him and just start dancing with him. You know, I think that it really, it will bring you closer together because I think with us doing it now, there are some days when you know, we all have our ups and down days and I'm just feeling a little blah. And I can just be sitting on the bed and he'll come in and, you know, they can kind of feel your vibe, you know, when they know how you're feeling and he won't say anything. He'll just turn on music and he'll come to my side of the bed and hold his hand out.
All right now.
Like, let's dance. So, and you know, and it kind of just put me in another zone immediately and just kind of just get up and like, okay. And we just dance, you know, together. And I just forget about whatever had me feeling blah because, well, one thing is dancing definitely boost your mood and it can relieve stress, reduce stress and everything. So he knows now, you know, from being with me, he's like, I know what can get her, you know, I'm going to get her to dance. But not only just that, it's a time for us to connect, you know, because it allows him, he didn't have to say anything. As you notice how I did, that was the nonverbal communication. He didn't say anything. He just came to me and that pulled me in. And that was an intimate moment right then and there. And I just felt so loved that I'm like, okay, forget about what was making me feel so blah. I'm with my husband at this moment, you know. So I try to tell people it doesn't matter if you can dance or not. If you have two left feet, it does not matter. In my opinion, I just think that woman would be okay with the fact that you really can't have the best dance move, but it's just the fact that you're with her and you're trying to do something to just satisfy her and make her feel loved. So I hope that more and more people will understand that, you know.
I'm telling you, the rich nuggets that you all are sharing right now is so powerful. I see so much in that analogy that you both just shared. First of all, God meets us where we are, and he pulls us up with his love and uplifts us. So when you were talking about it doesn't matter if the person has two left feet or they can't dance, the fact that you're willing, you may be the best dancer out of the two, but the fact that you're willing to meet that person where they are, your loved one, and that you're spending that, you're taking that advantage of that time, you're seizing that opportunity to have a commune relationship with them, that you are enjoying their time, you're present. That's awesome. That was one nugget I got out of that. The second nugget, well, there's several nuggets, but I don't have all that time. But the second nugget I got was when you meet people where they are, no matter if they're the greatest dancer or not, if you love on them, it will uplift them.
That's right.
If they're in a bad place or their day went, it's dependent on you. That may be that salve, that ointment to bring that healing virtue to them. Y'all preaching up in here. This is good. I'm over here like they have preached. I hope people are getting this. They have preached a sermon. If we're really listening, he that has an ear, hear what the Spirit is saying. Is so much of what you're saying in simple, practical ways that we can apply this to our marriages. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, we've learned something in the 18 years that we've been married. Since we last.
Just a little something with 18 years.
Because since we last came on the first time, we have had an anniversary where May 25th was our anniversary.
Awesome.
And that was 18 years. So, you know, in that time, we've learned, you know, we have laughed, we've cried, we've argued, we went back and forth, but that's a part of the growth to be able to get to the point where, you know, you can have something that other people may be able to get something from.
That's right.
You know, we always talk about, you know, we'll tell people in a heartbeat if we had these kind of conversations, like, we're not perfect.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we're not perfect. Marriages takes work.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
And
it does.
24 years in.
And I mean, I would advise anybody, if you don't want to do the work, don't get married.
That's right.
Because it does not stop with I do. That's just when it starts.
That's right.
And I mean, you know, to get to the point where, you know, you can say you are best friends with your spouse, that takes time, and that takes it takes work. It takes being willing to put yourself in the background sometimes, and to build the other person up, to be able to realize, you know, where you're weak at, and realize when to glean strength from your partner. Mm-hmm. It just takes work. So that's something that we're always doing, and what we're always talking about, that it takes work. And, you know, being willing to do the work, that's when you can get to the point where, you know, you can ask, and, you know, okay, I'll do it. You know, so sometimes it may not happen the first time. Just ask again.
That's right. You gotta ask again.
That's right. That's true. That was good, Gerard.
Ask again. So
yeah, that's right.
You know, but you know, just getting back to what we're talking about with the dancing, it's an enhancer, it's something to get people together.
That's right.
And to lift their spirits, to laugh. It's nothing like dancing, you know, with your spouse and you messing up, but
laughing at each other.
You laughing at each other,
yeah.
And you hold each other in your arms, rocking back and forth, about to fall over because
you're laughing so hard.
You laughing so hard.
Yes.
So it didn't matter if you didn't get the right 8 count. It didn't matter if you didn't hit the right foot. It didn't matter if you didn't hit the right spin. So
that's right.
what you're gonna remember most is that embracing that laughter. That's what you're gonna remember.
In that time, and making memories, and you being intentional about being present at that time. Come on. All right now. So I know that you all do a lot with the community and schools. And yes, when I say this, I'm all about them getting their coins. Yes, I am. So I'm in the human resources department where I work. And a lot of time we talk about engagement and bringing people in. So can you share, and I know that you made the COVID for the couples, you made the DVD for the COVID-19 times, but this can go beyond COVID-19. This transcends COVID-19. But for those companies, are you willing to do virtual for companies who want to have that engagement? Because we're always talking about team building and human resources and talent acquisition and all of that. So what would you say to companies of how this can bring engagement, team building? I see it across the board, but what would you say would be your plug or your information that you could say we can help your company, your corporate company? We can come in and let them get loose and see another side of them and have this team building. What do you have to say about that?
I think you just spelled it out. You just said it. It's really not that much different. It's not that much different as far as being in a relationship because it's still team building. It's the same thing. So yes, definitely open to that. We have had some to reach out to me. Just had someone to reach out to me recently. We get communication. I get messages and emails from people quite often asking about that. So yes, I am open to that. It's just a matter of them reaching out to us, and then we just go from there with it. But it really would help.
And we're not talking about free. We're not talking about. They're not going to say it, but I'm going to say it for them. I'm about this brother and sister getting their coins. We pay everybody else. So yeah. Yeah, I said it. Thank you very much.
But yes, it is. I just did one for our local school system, the principals and assistant principals for our local school system. And I was told that it was a success. They definitely enjoyed it, had a great time. I was told that I worked them silly, but it's fun though. You know, I like for you to just work up a sweat, but you're really having a good time at the same time. And I'm very, I've been known to be very dramatic as far as in a great way, just, but that's just my personality.
Yes, I get it.
Something that I love, which is dancing. I go beyond 10. So yes, I but that's just me giving my all. I want to make sure that you're having a great time just as much as I. So I want to give that to each and every one that utilize my service. So just give me a call and I'm ready. I'm excited about that. So yeah, and he joins me from time to time. I'll drag him in. Sometimes he'll be in the back. This time he didn't join me for the school because he had to do the technical work with the other people. But so I was on it by myself, but I handled that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go, Shuanta. You go,
it was a few hours. Yeah, I had to do 3 hours. That was the first for me by myself, but I've really and truly enjoyed it. And because of that, after doing that, I'm like, okay, this was fun. I'm open to do more. So I encourage you, for companies, please contact me. I would love to do that. Yes. Yeah. Team building.
Companies, parties. I think this would be good for those, I don't want to call them bridezillas, but sometimes we get tension when we're, because I'm a makeup artist as well. And sometimes the tension is, and I'm like, they need an icebreaker. They need something, back to what we were talking about earlier, to in that moment in time to wash away all of the craziness,
That's right.
Schedule the craziness, and shut out all the noise, and let's just connect as friends. It's not about that you're my bridesmaid and auntie so and so being cutting up about some type of, whatever. But let us just enjoy this time. So,
Yeah.
So do you do things like that, like virtual parties and things of that nature? Are you open to that?
I am open to that. Right now, when we finish this call, I'm actually going to finish up a what is it? The first wedding dance for a bride and groom. So yes, I created one, so I do that as well.
Okay, I got 3 sons. I'm gonna have to call you for the mama and son dance.
Okay,
I'm gonna go out there. I got to go out there.
Do that.
Like
I'm ready. Just give me a call. But yes, I do the wedding dance. We come together. I create it, and then I have to use him so that they can see how the dance is going to look. So yeah, I'm open to all of that.
Oh, that
definitely.
Awesome.
I just ask everyone to just give me a call or just reach out to me via Facebook Messenger, and I'll get right back with you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Any other services that you provide? Because we want to make sure everybody knows how to get in contact with you, your handles. This is Gerard and Shuanta Porter, and they are awesome, anointed to do this, to bring healthy relationships, to help you get fit. I have placed in my order today, and I am suggesting that you do your order as well. Shameless plug, shameless. Yeah, share all your handles and upcoming platforms and things of that nature.
I do want to say that if you get the N5678, first comes love, then comes dance. He has done all the music. King G sounds, and he can and will produce a song for you. Okay. He's very talented. I'm telling you, and he knows. My husband knows that if I don't think he's good, I say no, that's not good. But he is very talented with that, very good. So I definitely would encourage you to take a listen to the songs that he's produced. I try to post them on the website, on the Facebook page, and I'll also link his Facebook page to the songs that he's created, because I would love for you to go out and check out his songs, his music. He's really good. He's a songwriter. I don't understand how he does any of that. He always tell me, how do you create those line dances? And I'm like, how in the heck do you create this music? Because that is not my skill. I have no skill in that. And writing music.
That's back to the favor. He found favor in you.
Yeah.
And you found that protection and that provider and that covering. And where you lack, he
that's right.
And so you all have a great network and build one another and come in and fill those spaces. It's amazing.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So just you can contact me I'm on Instagram and 5678 Line Dance, as well as Facebook. If you just go to Facebook and 5678 Line Dance, YouTube and 5678 Line Dance. I'm the same, because I don't want to confuse anyone. Right. You just put in 5678 Line Dance and I'll pop right on up. And I'm in the process of now trying to link his King G sounds with my page, so that you can automatically be able to go to his as well. So
amazing. Beautiful partnership, beautiful love story. Go ahead. Oh, last time y'all told us how you met. Oh, go ahead with that first. You gotta hear this story, because when they said, I don't want to give it away, I don't want to be a spoiler, but when they said when they met and how long they've been together and known each other, I was like, this is great. Go ahead. Finish telling what you were going to say before I interrupted.
Oh, no, I'm just saying I'm in the middle of finishing up my website and Facebook page, and this was one of the things where music is my passion. It's been a passion of mine for a long time, and to do what I'm doing now, I've been wanting to do this forever, but timing is everything.
Yeah.
And I've been afforded the time to be able to do it, and she has been the cheerleader again. Like I said, now just like, you know, you're pretty good. You should do this. And you know, me knowing my wife, she's not gonna blow smoke. Okay. She's not gonna hold back. You know, if it's not good, it's not good. Yeah. if it's not good, it's not good. You know, and I appreciate that because that's coming from a loving place.
Yeah.
You know, and even with that, you know, working together in that capacity sometimes, you know, you can clash because, you know, I have an idea of what I want to do. She has an idea of what she wants to do. And, you know, sometimes we may butt heads on that, but, you know, she'll always say, I'm telling you this because I love you.
That's right.
You know, you need to make sure, you know, what you're doing is right because I love you. You have the potential to do it. So I want you to get it right. And that's just, you know, what we do. If she showed me something, a dance that she's working on, like, what about if you do it this way? You know, sometimes it goes over well, sometimes it may not. You know, simply because, you know, that's just how it is. That's how,
she like cut it. She like cut.
That's just how it is, you know.
Look.
She's telling everything.
Wait a minute. Like the old people say, shut your mouth.
But really, I'm saying that because, you know, when we do that and we go through that, the end result is going to be great.
Yes.
You know, because we both, you know, have the passion and the love behind it to try to make sure we put out the best possible product that we can.
That's true.
You know, to make people, you know, feel good. So, and just like you said, people getting the overflow. So people get the overflow of what we do behind closed doors to put something together to make it, you know, as best we can, you know, and that's what we do. We have difficult conversations regarding business sometimes to make it right.
We do, yeah.
And
we make sure it's business though.
Well, yeah, we make sure it's business.
I always say, babe, this is business.
It's always business. When it comes down to business, sometimes we have to have difficult conversations, but that goes back to the team building and the, you know, the prior work, the intimacy and everything that we've put, the friendship that we've put in to be able to have those types of communication to work together in a business capacity. Yeah. Every husband and wife may not be able to do that. They may not be able to work together, but you know, you have to be able to go through those things to come out on top, and it's just no different.
That's
you know, we do that, but we always come out and kiss and make up and hug on each other when it's done, and high five each other when we get it right. So it's great.
And I know we joked about, hey, cut it. You tell them too much, but that transparency just helps somebody. That transparency, somebody may be working with their spouse, and you just have to have. I've had the the hard conversations with my husband, looking at the books and the ledgers and looking at some things we need to shift, or something need to shut down, or you know, or we need to build this way, market this way. What are the expense? What conversation? What contracts we need to have in place? You know, yeah, it's a family member. Yeah, it's a friend. We love them, but we need to have this contract just like we have it with other people. We got to have it with them. And other hard conversations, you know, it goes across the board, but somebody needed to hear that because they're growing. Like you said, we're constantly growing, and we should be mature enough to come out of it and kiss and make up and say, you know, and sometimes I'm pushing an issue that's just as wrong as it can be. And I have to ask God, you know, because sometimes we can get in our own way. We can be so righteous and so dogmatic about a situation. And sometimes this is something I had to grow in. This is a nugget for someone. If my husband was wrong and I was right, oh, would act a fool. And that's what I'm saying, a fool, because a wise woman builds up her home. So
Yes.
God would say, you don't have to say anything. He heard you. You don't have to make it that you were right. You don't have to badger him. Y'all made a decision that you were going to go with the decision as him. Sometimes when, this is just in our home, sometimes when there's a situation and we can't come to agreement, because this is just me. Don't inbox me. Don't tell me. This is my house. Because he's the man. This, yeah, I said it. And I'm his wife. I'll say, hey, let's go with, I believe that you pray about our family. I believe you have the best interest for our family. I know I have the best interest, but I'm going to go, because we can't make a decision. Let's go ahead and go with the decision that you, because he's praying. So I believe there's prayer behind that. And I'll say, let's go with your decision. And if it doesn't, quote unquote, work out as we had expected, I don't badger him, because we're a team. I know he wouldn't do anything intentional to bring harm to our family or to bring an issue. So, and who's to say my decision would have made the best rewards? I don't know. But so those are some things I'm throwing out nuggets to help.
I was just about to say, those are nuggets there.
Yeah, because I used to be not that way. Oh, don't let me be right. Ooh. Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
He won't even look at me. I'm like, me? He can't even look at me, because I know I was the same. We talked about that.
Yeah.
But we had to grow. Yeah.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have to grow, and it goes both
Growth
ways.
is also admitting.
Yes. That
Mm-hmm.
you're around here acting a fool. And the reason, and I keep saying,
Yes.
I believe calling a spade a spade. I was acting a fool because scripture tells me if I'm wise, I'm building up my home. So if you're not wise, what are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
But that's a part of it. I think that those times are when you have to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm saying, you have to grow, but also you have to not necessarily. Yes, it's about growth, but at the same time, it's about wanting to
Evolve,
but also it's wanting to show that you care about the spouse. So sometimes instead of just giving tit for tat, sometimes you have to let it go.
That's it.
And just be like, okay.
You're speaking on yourself now.
And I'm speaking on myself, and I'm sure it'll probably help somebody else. But sometimes you just have to use, okay. Sometimes those are my favorite letters. Okay.
Yeah, I knew that's where he was going, as far as growing, because like he said, we had to go through that, and so now it's like you said, you'll give in, he gives in, I give in. We both have that moment where you just like, okay, well, we'll go with that. As opposed to beforehand, I will admit with you, I'm just like, no, I'm gonna have my way is right, my way is better. I know what I'm talking about.
Women.
That's right. That's right. And to this day, we still talk about that. During our anniversary, we was out on our back porch, and I was like, we have really come a long way as far as like now it's just we understand each other, we respect each other more. If someone has something to say and they're strong about it, it's like, okay, I'm willing to listen. As before, it was like he's strong-headed, I'm strong-headed, and so it's like, wow, I want my way, I want my way, but we had to grow with that. And so now it's just like we respect each other even more. So if he's strong about something, as you stated, I'm like, okay, babe, I got you. Let me know what it is I need to do to support you in that, But that took some growing. Because beforehand, it was like, no, I'm not giving in to this. So, yeah.
And I just realized that, sometimes just because you are correct.
Come on, I was about to say that. Go ahead.
It doesn't make you right.
Right. Because if we're losing, if I'm winning, but we're losing, how crazy is that? How crazy is that?
Yeah.
Right. Right.
If I'm winning, but the team is losing.
That's right. That's
Am I really winning?
Right. And I think some battles are just not necessarily worth the fight. Just because it'll cause more damage than good if you come out on top. Okay, yeah, I proved my point and I proved it well, but you're not going to speak to
somebody's spirit.
Yeah.
And I like basically the nuggets that y'all just put out. Rules of engagement. That's what you just laid out. There should be some rules of engagement that we recognize that we're a team and we're not trying to hurt the team. That's basically what you just flat out laid out. And if anybody can't understand that, I can't help them. But yeah, that was good. Oh goodness, the time has flown. Again, it's like talking to old friends. I appreciate you for stopping by, both of you, Shuanta and Gerard. You already given your handles. Anything new that you want to share that's coming on the cuffs? I know you just said that you're expanding with the wedding dances, and his music is going to be on your website, and he's expanding his website as well. Anything? Oh, give us that website.
Oh, the website is kingsounds.com.
Okay.
So it's simple, cut and dry.
So is there any iCloud or any information they should know about the public?
No, right now that's the basis of it. kingsounds.com, and I'm constantly, working on it now and uploading music that can be purchased, and I'll be uploading samples, and I have contact information down there for those who want to try to put a song together for a singer or artist that may need someone to do some music for them, or someone with a small business that may want something of a jingle, commercial or jingle type.
Or all who may want something for
exactly.
Intro.
Exactly.
We have a lot of people that are doing podcasts and live shows and things of that nature, and they may want that intro. So that I'm putting it out there for you.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I want to do.
And they want to get paid, people.
But yeah, I want to be able to help people with their business, with my music. Just from what we do, we know that music can be quite expensive. That's not what I'm trying. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be attainable to everybody, and be able to work with people and meet them where they are to help them do what it is that they want to do. I think I came up with my slogan a couple of days ago. Everybody deserves good music.
Yes.
So
that's my first time hearing that too.
I just put on the website like last night, but everybody deserves good music.
Me that.
Yeah, I just thought about it. And
look at her. She's like, wait a minute, I gotta do this. That's my baby. That's my baby. She is over there proud of her king. You hear me?
Yeah.
Those puppy eyes was looking at him like, I got you. You just wait till this live is over. Yeah. Just over here being intimate.
But yeah. So, for those of you that are listening, go to the website. If you need those types of services, just hit the contact button, and we'll set up a consultation, and I'll try to give you what it is that you want, and we'll go from there.
Well, we thank Shuanta and Gerard Porter of N5678 and King G Studios. We appreciate you all. We're going to conclude tonight. If you would like to contact them, of course, you can reach them at N5678, and we also have provided the website earlier. We thank you for joining the All. Blessings. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Amazing. You all are such a blessing.
That was awesome.
Thank you. That was fun.
It was fun. I really and truly enjoyed that.
Let me make sure. Okay. Let me make sure we are on. We all.
I still see live in the corner of mine.
Okay, well.